I don't think you ever wondered how homeless guys are training, cause they don't. But I turned down to be homeless for 24 hours in another city. I spent an entire night outdoors and I didn't even expect to make this video. But cause it happened to me already, I will tell you why it happened and how I survived, as well as how I trained and how you can train in any city in the world for free. Everything began when I went from Vancouver to Seattle for Little Big concert. And I didn't book any hostels cause I didn't want to spend money on it. I saw that I will just meet someone at the concert and will stay with them overnight. I just wanted to save money and I thought it's gonna be fun. But before I knew that I will become homeless that day, I went to Seattle and I was just walking a lot, trying different food, making Insta stories. But because I like working out, I decided to find a calisthenics park nearby to train there. And I want to recommend you calisthenicsparks.com because this is a really nice resource where you can find calisthenics park in your city. Make sure to check your cities there, and maybe this is gonna be one of the main ways how you can reduce your expenses on gym memberships and working out. So I found a calisthenics park on this website. I came there, I did some muscle ups, pull-ups, failed L-sit to handstand, did some leg lifts and dips. I could also do some push-ups. If you're subscribed to my channel, you know how many exercises you can do with just push-ups. But at that moment I was pretty exhausted and I was thirsty. So I just moved on to another place. Also later in this video I'll give you a really nice advice about how you can train almost for free and maybe even literally for free in any city in the world, so stick till the end. And then it was the time for the concert. I met just one person there and she told that she doesn't have any place for me to stay overnight. But I still liked her and I wanted to spend some time with her, so I didn't meet anyone else this day. So when the concert ended, I had to find a place where I can stay in. It was 11 p.m. But luckily I had a plan B where I could rent a bed in a hostel for 60 bucks. But this hostel was fully booked and I didn't really want to spend this 60 bucks on just one bed for one night. So I thought that maybe I would just sleep at some bus station for free and this will save me 60 bucks. And I had a flight next evening, so I had to survive maybe around 18 hours there. And what a surprise it was for me when I found out that all the bus stations are closed and there is actually no open public spaces where you can stay at night. And there were pretty much only one place. Street. And maybe it would be better if I would have some clothes with me, but I had just one shirt and it didn't even have any sleeves and it was getting really colder. I also had my phone dying, so I decided to go to some cafe and ask if I can charge my phone there, and a really rude guy didn't let me do that because I didn't have an outlet charger and he wanted 5 bucks in cash from me, but I didn't have any cash. I do not use any cash ever. So he just kicked me out of this cafe and I left him 1-star review on Google Maps, mentioning that he's very rude. And right in front of this cafe I met a guy who was local and I asked him where I can find a cheap hostel and he said that the cheapest one is 100. I asked, is there anything cheaper? And he was like, park. And after that I was just walking around the city looking for a safe and warm place to stay in where I can just lie down and have some sleep. And this is when I already felt like homeless. But what made me feel 100% like homeless is when I found a jacket. It was just lying in the parking lot and because it was really cold, I really wanted to get it. I saw some guys staying nearby. I just waited for some time, made sure that they're not interested in this jacket, and then I picked it up and I ran away. And with this jacket, it felt so much better. It was a really huge luck for me to find this jacket. And then I continued looking for a safe place to stay in. I knew that I have a privilege comparing to other homeless guys, my calisthenics skills. I knew that I can climb somewhere, so I was looking at some rooftops and sheds, but I couldn't find anything appropriate for about 30 minutes. It was 1 a.m. already. I was even considering spending an entire night just walking so that I don't freeze and don't get robbed or killed. I was even kicked out of one outdoor office space where I found a really nice couch and I couldn't understand why it is empty. But then I understood after I was kicked out. And 10 minutes later, luckily, I found an empty parking lot. It was really ugly. I checked if there is no security cameras there and climbed on its roof. Then I got attacked by seagulls. It was really scary. They were just doing circles around me, and on every lap they tried to land on me. It was insanely scary. But there were 3 branches on this rooftop, so I lied under them. The seagulls calmed down. I made myself comfortable in there. It was less cold there. Because of the branches, they sheltered me from the wind, and I tried to sleep there. Can you imagine it? You're in Seattle, 1 a.m. at night, and you are just on some random roof of the parking lot in the center of the city, lying under branch trees. There are seagulls nearby flying around you, and you're just trying to sleep. And you're also a bit cold. It was insane feeling. I was feeling scared, and at the same time I understood that I'm making a history of myself, and it's pretty cool. So during the first hours there, I was really scared about every single sound. I thought that somebody is climbing there to kill or rob me. There were police siren sound nearby. I thought that they are coming for me, and I rested there for about 2.5 hours. I didn't fall asleep at all. I was just begging the time to speed up so I can go to Starbucks that opens at 5:30 a.m. and warm up and charge my phone there. When it was around 4 a.m. I decided to leave that place because I was pretty cold already. I climbed down the roof. There were another homeless guy. He asked me if I have a lighter because he was trying to make a bonfire, but I didn't have it, and I just continued down the street. Then I was staying on an empty road, and I was warming up at a road hedge for some time. Then I continued walking around the city, and then I found a Subway. I purchased a day pass because it was just $8 and I needed it for my airport trip anyways. And I started waiting for a train. Then I met another homeless guy. He started talking with me. We talked about politics. He said that his girlfriend kicked him out of the house and now he sleeps in the trains. I asked him what is a good place to stay in Seattle, and he said that there is lots of people in airport. I didn't take it seriously at first, but then I took a look at maps and found out that Starbucks is open already there. So I went to the airport and I was really happy at the moment. I purchased a latte at Starbucks. It was $7, which is pretty a lot because it was inside airport and prices were pretty high. Then I went to the restroom there, charged my phone in full, and I was happy that this night was finally over. And do you remember that I promised a free workout advice for you? So an advice is that you can try different free gym trials. Sometimes they can offer 1 month even for free, or it can be around $1, but I couldn't find any of this in Seattle, so I trained in Calisthenics Park. And it could also be a good place to stay in overnight if it would work 24/7. I would be more than happy to work out an entire night instead of freezing outdoors. Anyways, it was a pretty nice experience. First time in my life I've been homeless, and this is all because I didn't want to spend $100 per hostel, and I think that this price is super insane. Let me know in the comments how do you feel about this video, what would you do instead, and make sure that you're subscribed to my channel because there is lots of video about working out and how to build your dream body. This video is really special, so press the like button, and I'm not planning to make any more videos like this one. We're just gonna talk about sports and fitness, and I hope you enjoyed this video and stay strong.